Escaping the weekend trap, the Monday to Friday illusion. Every week, billions of people follow the same relentless routine. Wake up before dawn, rush to work in crowded subways or traffic-clogged highways, grind through hours of repetitive tasks, and count down the days until Friday. It's a rhythm so ingrained that most don't even question it anymore. Then, for a fleeting 48 hours, life finally feels free. Bars overflow with laughter, restaurants buzz with energy, and social media feeds light up with pictures of beach trips, backyard barbecues, and late-night adventures. People celebrate. But what exactly are they celebrating? They're not celebrating wealth. They're not celebrating success. They're celebrating the temporary release from their own routine, a system that has them locked into a cycle of waiting 5 days for just 2 days of freedom. But here's the truth. If you live for the weekend, you've already sold your time at a discount. The world moves. While you're too busy to notice, back in 2007, an unusual experiment took place in a bustling Washington, D.C. train station. A man stood near the entrance, playing a violin. 6 beautiful classical pieces, all masterfully performed. But this wasn't just any street musician. It was Joshua Bell, one of the greatest violinists in the world. Just days earlier, he had played a sold-out concert where tickets went for hundreds of dollars apiece. His violin? Worth $3.5 million, yet, as thousands of commuters rushed past him on their way to work, almost no one noticed. No crowd formed, no applause, no appreciation. The reason? People were too trapped in their routines to stop. Their minds were consumed with deadlines, meetings, and emails. Even the beauty of the moment, one they might have paid top dollar to experience in a concert hall, meant nothing in the midst of their morning grind. Now, ask yourself, if one of the world's greatest musicians was playing right in front of you, would you even hear it? Or would you be too distracted by a schedule someone else controls? This isn't just about missing music. It's about missing life. Every day is filled with moments worth noticing, opportunities worth seizing, and connections worth making. But when you're stuck in the Monday to Friday illusion, those moments pass you by unnoticed. Time is the most expensive thing you'll ever spend. For most people, Friday night is the grand escape. It's when the work sentence ends and the weekend begins. But why does that freedom only last for 2 days? Because that's the deal. 5 days of labor in exchange for 2 days of life. Think about it. The entire system is designed to make you accept this trade. The morning commute. Hours spent sitting in traffic or crammed onto public transport, losing precious minutes of your day. Back-to-back meetings. Endless discussions that drain your energy without moving the needle forward. Late-night emails. Notifications pinging long after office hours, keeping you tethered to work even when you're technically off. And when Friday finally arrives, people celebrate. Not because they're rich, not because they're free, but because they're temporarily off the clock. That's why bars are packed on Friday nights, why weekends feel short, and why Mondays are dreaded. It's a system built on selling time, your most valuable resource, for just enough money to keep you in the cycle. What if every day felt like Saturday? Now, imagine a different scenario. What if Monday felt the same as Friday? What if you didn't need permission to take a trip, spend time with family, or enjoy your life? What if your income wasn't tied to the hours you worked, but instead to systems you built? This is what true freedom looks like. Not just financial freedom, but time freedom. The ability to control your own schedule, rather than having it dictated to you. Instead of waiting for Friday to celebrate, why not build a life where every day feels like Saturday? A conversation between 2 friends. Let's introduce 2 characters to bring this idea to life. Sarah and Mark. Both are in their mid-30s, working corporate jobs, but they approach life very differently. Coffee shop scene. Sarah sits across from Mark at a cozy cafe on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. She sips her latte thoughtfully, while Mark scrolls through his phone, checking emails between bites of his sandwich. Mark, without looking up. Man, I can't wait for Friday. This week is dragging. Sarah, raising an eyebrow. You say that every Tuesday. Don't you ever wonder why? Mark, shrugging. Because weekends are better? Duh. Sarah. Yeah, but why do we settle for that? Why does our happiness depend on 2 days out of 7? Mark. What choice do we have? Bills don't pay themselves. Sarah. True, but there's more to it. We're trading our time for money, sure, but we're also trading our lives. Think about it. How many sunsets have you missed because you were stuck in meetings? How many concerts or hikes or lazy mornings have you skipped because you had to work? Mark, pausing, putting down his phone. I guess I haven't really thought about it like that. Sarah. Exactly. And the worst part is, we convince ourselves it's normal. That's how the system keeps us hooked. But what if we flipped the script? What if we built lives where we didn't need weekends to feel alive? Mark. Sounds nice, but how do you actually do that? Sarah. Start small. Automate things. Delegate. Build something once that earns over and over again. It's not easy, but it's possible. The first step is realizing you deserve more than just 2 days of freedom. As Mark considers her words, the rain outside begins to let up. For the first time in weeks, he starts to see cracks in the walls of his routine. The exit plan. Buying back your time. If this cycle sounds familiar, then the first step is to recognize the trade you're making. Every paycheck comes at the cost of time. And unlike money, time is something you can never get back. The solution isn't to work harder or retire later. The solution is to create income that isn't chained to a schedule. This could mean starting a business that scales beyond your hours. Imagine creating products or services that generate revenue whether you're actively involved or not. Automation tools, online platforms, and strategic partnerships can help multiply your efforts exponentially. Investing in assets that pay you passively. Real estate, dividend-paying stocks, or royalties from intellectual property can provide steady streams of income without requiring constant effort. Building something once that continues to earn without your constant effort. Whether it's writing a book, developing an app, or launching a course, these creations can become perpetual sources of value. The key is to detach your income from your time, so that when opportunity plays its music, you're not too distracted to hear it. The question isn't how much money can I make? The real question is, how much time am I trading away to get it? Because if life only starts on Friday night, then the real cost isn't money. It's everything you're missing in between. Most people work for decades, just to get 2 days of freedom per week. But the ones who truly win, they're the ones who break free from the cycle and make every day their own. Don't wait for Friday. Design your life so you never need to. Because freedom isn't something you earn after 40 years. It's something you build today. Bonus dialogue. Mark's epiphany. Fast forward 6 months. Mark meets Sarah again, this time at a park on a sunny Thursday afternoon. He's wearing casual clothes, holding a coffee cup, and smiling brighter than she's seen him in years. Sarah. Hey, stranger. What brings you here on a weekday? Mark, grinning. Turns out I didn't need to wait for Friday to take a break. I quit my job last month. Sarah. Surprised. Wow. Seriously. What made you pull the trigger? Mark. Remember our talk? About building a life where every day feels like Saturday? Well, I started small. First, I launched that side project we talked about. Building websites for local businesses. Then, I rented out my spare room on Airbnb. Before I knew it, I was earning enough to leave the corporate grind behind. Sarah. That's incredible, Mark. How does it feel? Mark. It feels unbelievable. Like I've taken back control of my life. Sure, there are challenges, but I wake up every morning excited to tackle them. And best of all, I don't dread Mondays anymore. Sarah, smiling. Welcome to the other side. As they sit together under the warm sun, Mark realizes he's no longer living for the weekend. He's living for every single day.